Merry Christmas to everyone near. Happy Hanukkah all around here. The Vegas bad boys send cheer. Wonderful holidays for you, dear. A happiest new year to embrace with warmth and love in every place. Carols singing through the night, filling hearts with pure delight. Echoes of joy in the air, lights twinkling without a care. In this season of giving, where our hopes keep on
Welcome everyone to the Vegas Badboyz of podcasting. I'm Michael, Spin City Steve, and Rob Bosco Larry here with you. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas to everyone here.
The podcast room.
Did you get the Offspring?
I got the offspring.
Okay, is that like the fucking like Kirkland Offspring?
Yeah, no, like more like the Dollar Tree.
Okay,
brand.
This sounds like Signature Select Offspring.
It's Kmart going out of business offspring.
Oh wow!
I was gonna say, did we recruit a cameo for this, or what was this, man?
Well, you know, it's just
this isn't Ozzy or Fozzy. It's Tozzy.
It's Tozzy.
It's the band that's going to be playing while DJ's up playing Topgolf with the Zim. So
DJ's going to be propping himself up with that golf club because he'll be too tired working tricks and driving taxis and selling TVs. I'm the Zim and I'm good.
That's right. Well, here we go. What was Too Sweet for the week, Steve?
All right. So actually, a very late entrant to my Too Sweet for the week was that show intro song. So that was pretty dope. So
congratulations to the spring off. Thank you guys.
The spring off. I love it. That's such good shit.
The spring.
All right. So as for some pro wrestling stuff this week, the Continental By God Classic took center stage this week in AEW, and yeah, Wednesday had the best match in the tournament as Darby Allin took on Will Ospreay. These guys went after it. Some of the clips from the match went viral on the internet, of course, but I do have to say this. If you're going to go back and you're going to watch one thing from AEW this week, make this it. It was 15 minutes. It was easily digestible. The way that the match ended, Darby reversed a Stormbreaker into a Scorpion Death Drop, then hit 2 Coffin Drops and actually picked up the win over Will Ospreay. So one of the bigger singles wins in Darby's career. Over on Collision, though, we had Ospreay in another great match against Ricochet. Now, the fans at the Hammerstein, they started throwing streamers at the baby faces, but they chose to lob rolls of toilet paper at good old Trevor. And, if you would have told me at the start of 2024 that we were going to see Ricochet in AEW as a heel, I would have laughed in your face and said you're out of your damn mind. But here we are. Ricochet ended up picking up the win. So Ospreay took 2 losses this week. Ricochet shoved the referee into the ropes and crotched Ospreay. Ricochet hit the spirit gun, picked up the win. So good shit there. And I know I've given Jericho a lot of shit about this learning tree thing, deservedly so in most cases. But leading up to these shows at the Hammerstein, Jericho really leaned into this King of New York persona, and it was pretty entertaining. There was a video package that ran across AEW programming this week of Jericho walking around in all the tourist spots in New York City with the Ring of Honor World title. Very cool visual.
Bus.
Dude, it was really cool to see. I appreciated every bit of that. So, and then lastly, Toni Storm is just fucking great. Everyone was unsure of what to make of her return at the end of Dynamite. Winter is coming. And then her return match being a throwaway match on Rampage. Everybody on the internet shit-canned it, said, oh, they don't know what they're doing. Well, the pre-taped promo this week with RJ City shows that we definitely know exactly where we're going with Toni Storm, and everyone just giving their WTF faces, both RJ City and then on Collision. She had a minor run-in backstage with Taya Valkyrie, Deonna Purrazzo, and Lexi Nair. Again, everybody just giving her these what the fuck faces, and she is so good at selling that she is brand new to the company and that she's never even, done anything in AEW. Masterful shit.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're in 2 different segments here, you and I.
All right. So be it, man. Hey, pro wrestling is subjective. That's the best part of it, man. It's wrestling's like ice cream.
It is not.
Everybody's got a different flavor that they love.
It is not that subjective, sir. You like vanilla ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream too, but we happen to like Breyers, which is the good shit. And I agree with everything that you said. The styles clash onto the floor.
Yes.
My God, the spots on that freaking match were just damn awesome. Top rope missed, countered to a code red, countered to a hidden blade, countered back to a code red. And they executed flawlessly. That was the one I had to pause it and write it down accurately. Fuck you. That was amazing. Okay.
It was.
That was goddamn amazing work in the ring, because you don't want to botch that. You don't want one guy outpacing the other and then somebody botches a move or gets injured.
Damn close.
You know what? Yeah, but hey, that makes
that
it
coffin drop
better.
on the corner.
Yeah.
Coffin drop on the corner of the ring.
That was pretty bad. MJF coming out with the Hanukkah suit again.
Yep.
Again, this Dynamite brought back the entertainment. Toni Storm, what are you talking about? I'm so glad to be here from the Indies. I'm like, this is so stupid. I love it. One thing we have not been discussing.
Wait. Time out. Okay. I'm going to give shit here because this is the same WWE just does stupid shit all the time. And then they do shit like this and it's like, oh, this is fucking great.
No, wait a minute. I was going to say the same thing for WWE because we never talked about this, but ever since the New Day have gone heel, Kofi Kingston has been wearing a Majin Buu chain. He's been wearing a metal M on his chain since he's gone heel. And those two guys, the New Day, are Dragon Ball Z fans, big time. Freaking Xavier Woods has the Goku, logo of King Kai tattooed on his arm. So they dropped that massive hint that, hey, we're going to do a heel turn, but we're going to be comical about it. I thought that was great. I forgot to bring it up, and I was reminded.
That's not comical. It's just a seed plant for something that's an inside
right,
thing.
Whatever.
Comical. They were fucking serious when they were locked out of the goddamn locker room, man.
I would say, look, they're pulling the Vegeta bit. I got the reference. I thought it was great. So WWE did something good. I like it. I'm giving WWE a compliment. And I'll give one other thing, because if they did like they did before, Carmelo Hayes outsmarting the monster of all monsters. I don't know if we could stretch that into like a series against him and Braun Strowman, but it was interesting. I don't know if we can make that something like like they did with Andrade. And maybe he could develop more of a character on that.
He eliminates him in the Rumble. That's your next step, right?
I can see that.
Yeah.
But Carmelo's doing this thing where he's putting on banger matches, but he has to find his voice. But he's getting better. He's getting better, and he's building some kind of a quasi persona for the main roster. I know what he did, NXT, but for the main roster, he's trying to reinvent himself, and it's good.
Oh, look at this. Marcus says, watch Collision. Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
God knows not enough people are currently, so
No.
unfortunately they're missing out on a lot.
I think Tony Khan needs to watch Collision.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah. The thing you guys are missing is that Saturday night's main event killed it on a fucking national scale. And the funniest thing about it is 5 matches, right?
What was the Feather Boa count?
1 in the beginning, Jesse.
Yeah. Props to WWE, man. Honestly, they did retro right with Saturday night's main event. They did all of the little touches that they needed to do, and yeah, absolutely, I completely agree.
The uniforms, the belts, the bow ties, everything.
The fucking ref gear.
Yeah.
The ref gear. Yeah.
And they had them all, all of the refs in the gear. They kept it consistent. You also had, the storytelling of Drew and Sammy, something that's carrying over now into, you can't say Monday night. I can't believe I'm the one who's fucking saying CM Punk is killing it. Probably better than he's done in his whole fucking career. With him and Seth fucking, oh yeah, okay, Swerve called fucking Ricochet Trevor, big fucking deal. When Seth calls out Phil, and Phil decides, fuck this shit, and jumps the fucking ledge and just goes over and starts fucking brawling in the crowd and shit. The whole buildup now, you got Saturday night's main event. You've got no premium live event until the Rumble.
February.
Right. February 1st. So what they've done is taken Saturday night's main event, elevated that a little bit. Now they're going to have the Netflix premiere. That's going to elevate shit. Prices on tickets in LA are fucking ridiculous. $200 to get in the building right now. So that's fucking crazy. And that card is stacking up right now, with that being the main event between Seth and Punk, which most likely you're not going to see be the blow off. That probably is the start building up maybe to Mania. But, we got something else introduced at the press conference, is the idea of that Gunther might face Logan Paul for the title.
Wasn't he retired for like 10 minutes?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he saw what Jake did with Tyson, and he's like, oh shit, there's lots of money to be made in this shit.
Really? You don't say.
Clickbait king, man. Clickbait king.
No shit, right?
They posted a picture of him like with a beer belly, like playing with his kids or something. I'm like, you gotta do an about face, buddy.
Yeah, and later on, if you go to our OnlyFans, we've posted pictures of Rob playing with his kids. So right on our OnlyFans, you'll see the Busselaries and him. What did you say earlier? Dragging balls. I think that was.
Yeah, Dragon Balls C.
That's right. Badboyz OnlyFans. This is going to be something else this year in 2025.
It's going to be a calendar. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It's
beautiful.
Yeah. And
It'll be me with just the wig, believe it.
Does the hair match the merkin?
The carpet matches the curtains. Okay, it's gonna be tremendous, and some say silky.
Oh, silky smooth. That's what we're calling your merkin. All right. Speaking of your merkin, where's the love, Rob?
Well, man, here we are again with the Adam Cole, and he's got these two henchmen who were supposed to be tag team guys, supposed to be the greatest, the undisputed kingdom. They're not undisputed of anything. Don't know what they're doing. And also, we've got Black Machismo doing some great work in Jay Lethal, and it's not on anything national. There's just, he's off somewhere else with, freaking Miss Elizabeth. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen Jarrett and Sanjay Dutt putting on some really funny work, and it's being relegated to Ring of Honor. I'd like to actually see him. He's fucking entertaining. The best promo of all time is him impersonating Ric Flair to Ric Flair's face, or him doing Black Machismo with Hulk Hogan, both of a la TNA days. Why is he not on Dynamite doing this? Where is the love for Jay Lethal?
Once Tony finds out he's under contract to him, he's just gotta pass him at the buffet table there at catering. And
hi, guy, could you help clean up the craft services table?
You would make a great addition to the Hurt Business.
Oh God!
They tell me you're a black guy.
Well, that's the problem. He doesn't realize it because he's only doing impressions of white guys. So, kind of like someone else on this show.
Oh no, wait, no, excuse me. No, wait a minute. The state of Hawaii says that I am actually 50% black.
Rob, I need you to see your birth certificate.
I got nothing.
All right, Steve, where's your love?
I got nothing. They say he's from Wichita. Wait, what?
All right, Steve, where's the love?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I need the love.
I did not have freaking Rob Bossoleri trutherism on my bingo card tonight. Here we are. Jesus. All right. So realistically, though, where is the love for Harley Cameron? Talk about maximizing your minutes. Her backstage promo with Penelope Ford on Rampage was fucking great. They had her sing and play the guitar for the 12 Days of AEW promo for Shop AEW, which was all across, every AEW show this week and on social. She is great at performance.
She can sing really well.
She's an amazing singer. She's being featured a little bit more each week, and she also wrestled Willow Nightingale and put her over on Rampage, made her look like $1 million. She continues to get better in the ring every single week, and we're starting to see more and more things that she brings to the table. And I think 2025 is going to be a big year for Harley Cameron. Even if they bump her up the card, give her a couple of wins, she can be a solid mid-card comedy act for a long time with AEW. Even if you want to push her to gold level in a couple of years, she has that capability. So yeah, it's good shit. And Harley Cameron continues to maximize every single time she's out there.
Switch the dynamic and have Saraya bring her out and have Saraya be her manager, and you could do something interesting there. That could be.
There isn't any association anymore. It seems like,
or she just goes out by herself and does a Tony Storm-esque thing.
So she's coming out. She's still coming out to the Outcast theme, but she doesn't have the Outcast like Videotron or anything like that anymore. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Saraya hasn't been on TV in a couple of weeks.
Who was the run-in when she was beating up Willow? It was her and who on Rampage? because then Statlander came out and made the save. So
Yeah, it was Penelope Ford.
it was Penelope. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Harley's kind of they're moving on.
They're transitioning her to someone else. So
right. Which I'd love to see Harley do a song about her transitioning. That'd be great.
Oh God.
Where is Nyla?
Last time I saw, she was working Ring of Honor stuff, but then
Oh, you mean the native crotch?
Oh man,
you don't get this voice by accident.
I have to say, where's the love this week to the new Women's United States champion, and man,
deservedly so.
Oh God, I've been a fan of Chelsea Green from the start.
Laurel Van Ness, excuse me, Laurel Van Ness.
Sure, Laurel Van Ness, absolutely. Call her what you want, Mrs. Cordona. I don't care. Just give me more Chelsea Green.
Yep.
Yeah. She, and again, one of the things that I think that they're both companies are starting to do very well is just kind of not ignoring past elements, giving the shoot elements in when they're talking. And when Chelsea, afterwards they showed the clip of her backstage with, as she called him, Brian. Of course, Byron Saxton is Brian. But that, she should have had that title years ago, but they fired her in 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, and they never hired her after the competition. So it was good shoot shit, but then you get this great blurry world that we live in now, in which she says in that promo that they showed then on Monday that she's going to Disneyland. And of course, this weekend we see a photo tweeted out by Cardona saying, that makes me half of the United States Women's Champion, which is fucking brilliant.
Right.
That's like some Eric Young shit.
Well, and it's intertwined in Cardona, who on Saturday is at GCW, and Jericho, who happens to be doing a Kiss
Floyd
cover concert with the unmasked 80s Kiss in LA on Saturday and in Vegas on Sunday last weekend, shows up at GCW in LA.
And beats him up with Floyd.
Yeah. There you go. Right? It's crazy shit. It's great stuff. And that's the whole thing. The lines now can be blurred to a certain extent. And if
this is a what the fuck moment, because he just complimented.
I know.
Other.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If Tony would get his head out of his ass and would actually think about not trying to beat the company, which he never should have in the first place, because he never wanted to be that, then fucking start going, okay, you know what? I think we can work together. I'll put my goddamn ego aside because I'm nothing anyway. The guy wasn't even the fucking head of his dad's sports team. It was, hey, you're going to be the, I don't know, chief operating advisor of players in the NFL locker room or something. Whatever. It's like the guy doesn't own a football team. His dad does. The guy doesn't own a soccer team. His dad does. The guy doesn't own a wrestling
his
company.
title was CEO of Concessions Operations.
I'll make a concession for you on that one.
Hey!
Thank you. So, it's good to see Chelsea finally getting this shine on her, because it shows that you don't have to be the greatest women's wrestler in the world, that you have to be someone who is liked in that company and who does what they're asked to do. And remember, this is the woman who just was covered in garbage and was the smelly girl for 2 weeks and now is the U.S. champion.
But I want to interrupt you real quick on that. She actually is a good wrestler. She's holding back. big
Absolutely.
time. She's fucking holding back. That ladder match, she took some sick bumps, and she was
Absolutely.
within reach multiple times. She could have had that strap.
Yeah, absolutely. In TNA, she was doing some great work, including in front of our very eyes here at Samstown, took a chair
Yep.
shot to the head that fucking was brutal. And, again, she does things, but, in WWE, you play characters, and the character she's been playing has gone through the comic type stuff. And now you're taking the character and elevating it because she is someone that people like,
Yep.
backstage, and that says a lot. So, it's something great to see, and also makes us transition into now. I think about Chelsea. I think about the word "fuck," and I think of this week's What the Fuck, Steve. Oh, Rob. Oh, Rob's raising his hand. He's like, I want to fuck.
Yeah.
Dragon Balls.
Yes.
Dragon Balls.
Something has bothered me. So we have this Mariah May Mina Shirakawa match, and Mariah May wins clean. Okay. And then we get this thunderous entrance of Tony Storm to her classic music. And we're like, oh God, she's come back and she's going to whip her ass and she knows who she is. And then we don't get the match. We don't get the match because Mariah May is going to have some Tijuana street fight with Thunder Rosa. Even Thunder Rosa at the end of that match is putting up flashcards going, oh my God, Tony Storm is here. So instead of everybody, even the character going, wait a minute, this is more important than me, we're going to ignore that massive elephant in the room, no puns, this big shiny object, and we're going to go to this thing in the other corner, this rotting ball that can't even bounce anymore, and Thunder Rosa, who's not been on stage, hasn't established her character, hasn't re-endeared herself with the audience, has limited, appearances on Busted Open, and we're going to have this street fight, which they don't amount to anything, and her last ones were against Deonna Purrazzo. No shine off that. No one's talking about it. Why am I going to ignore the shiny object? Now, of course, you want to build that up, and Tony Storm's going to build up the amnesia and build up her new character within a character, and it's going to be great and entertaining. But why did you have to have her come out at the end of Mariah May if she's not going to fight Mariah May? The fuck was that all about? Because now, how long am I going to have to wait for her to either go after Mariah May, or they're going to get antsy, which they always do, and go, oh, Mariah May is going to get antsy and just attack her for no reason, even though Tony Storm clearly doesn't know who the fuck Mariah May is, except maybe they'll make a reference that she remembers her back in Shimmer. So why are we going to go this route and then not execute?
Because they're going with
Long road.
Well, but not only that, they're going with this whole idea, most likely, that she is going to be Mariah May's big fan, just like Mariah May was her fan. That's what I see happening.
I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with then is we're trying to stretch out. So we're going to have this street fight. If Tony Storm does not get involved in this street fight in some way where they have her sitting on the sideline all enthused, watching the fight in the same way that Thunder Rosa was as a fan, if they don't incorporate her into that in some capacity, even as an onlooker, then you're dropping the ball in a massive way, because I don't give a shit. We already know that Thunder Rosa is not going to win that. There's going to be some fucking chicanery. So you've buried the lead, because the lead is Mariah May, Tony Storm. This is just a filler match. And it's another one of these TNA. Oh, we want to match up the cards of who could perform well in the ring, but they don't add to anything. Like, here's my thing. We were talking.
Don't say TNA when you're talking about AEW.
I apologize. Yes, I apologize. Although there was tits and ass in that ring. But yeah. But here's my thing now. We were talking about, Darby Allin's banger of a match against Will Ospreay, but that was a pay-per-view level match. That was a pay-per-view level match that only accounted for 3 points in a larger card, in a larger, a tournament, which is good, and you want to establish the value in that tournament. But we've seen things like, and I will go back to TNA, Victory Road, Bound for Glory, leading to Genesis, and they would have important matches, but they weren't that level. That match should have been some sort of pay-per-view.
We've been
premium
saying
line
this for 5 years. The
I know.
idiot gives away these fucking matches.
Yeah. And was it a good match? Yeah. Did it do everything it needed to do? Yes. Did it accomplish anything to move a storyline together between those two guys? No. Of Kyle Fletcher loses to whomever. That's how it didn't register to me. So now, if Kyle Fletcher meant anything, if I wanted this guy to have like the perfect record, do it like the 2008 Patriots, where they had a perfect season and lose to the Giants in 2009. Okay, then. So if you have Kyle Fletcher with an unbeaten streak, and now he can run his damn mouth and then lose the whole thing, and then maybe
So you want Kyle Fletcher to have a winning streak and then lose to the Giant? Good God!
But that's what I'm saying. Is we I don't know where they're going with a lot of their stuff. I think they're just playing it.
Who doesn't know?
I know, and that's annoying to me because the match was again Ricochet. Ricochet won and then strangle him out. The Hurt Business strangles him out and tears out the business card. And now he's doing this thing where he's going whoop whoop and he's making all these wacky sound effects. I'm really scared about him because I don't think he has a future. I think he's in-ring ability is amazing. If he cannot figure out what to do with this, he's fucked. And he still does not know what to do with the mic. And Swerve Strickland commented on that and said, "Oh, you're looking to be somebody's lackey. You didn't learn a damn thing." Yeah, but Swerve Strickland can cut a promo. Ricochet can't do shit on the mic, and he's going to blow his career if he cannot figure it out. I don't know what the hell they're doing with him. What the fuck?
That's right. And Rob will be in store this week. So when you're going out and shopping for your televisions, Ricochet, remember Rob said that, and you can see him in person.
Now, this camera is kind of pasting up my face. I'll be wearing a WrestleMania fanny pack. I'll be a little stockier, and my skin will be a little bit darker. Okay.
So just for the white slippers.
Yeah.
The white fuzzy slippers. Steve, what's your what the fuck?
All right, so we gotta talk a little bit more about this Ricochet Hurt Syndicate segment. All right, a lot of people have had an opinion on it ever since it happened on Wednesday. In case you're not familiar, Ricochet cut a promo with Shivani in the ring, gets interrupted by MVP, Lashley, and Benjamin. Ricochet came across as this annoying dickhead heel, but obviously was sucking up to MVP. Lashley ended up choking him, and Ricochet was asked for the business card. They stole it from him, ripped it up, and they made him look like the biggest fucking geek in the history of this promotion. Okay, now he had to leave the ring. They didn't beat him down. They kind of sent him out of the ring. He left with his tail between his legs.
These are more embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's followed up with a backstage segment where he gets punked out by Swerve, and Swerve calls him Trevor, so he uses his shoot name on him. And obviously we're planting seeds for that match. Until we see how this stuff shakes out, this is going to get a giant what the fuck for me, because the only way that Ricochet can be saved out of this whole thing is if this was, and yes, pun intended, is if it was a swerve, and they do swerve, and we do have Ricochet join the Hurt Business, because, again, Ricochet got emasculated by absolutely every single person that was in a segment with him this week. It was insane. Yeah, we got to see how this stuff shakes out.
In the middle of that ring. That's the only way.
There you go. There you go.
Come back.
Okay.
And the four-way match. The four-way match at World's End, it just doesn't do it for me, man. I'm not going to lie. Mox, Hangman, Switchblade, Orange Cassidy. This week they had the age-old, fabled, the trope of can they coexist in the trios match at the main event. Yeah, the Death Riders against Hangman, Switchblade, and Orange. And in the late stage of the match, Hangman and Switchblade were in each other's faces, yelling at each other as far as who should get the pinfall. And then Moxley slides into the ring, rolls up Orange Cassidy, picks up the win. I didn't so much mind the finish of it, but the pay-per-view match itself feels shoehorned in. Moxley's definitely keeping the briefcase because he's not carrying around a title. He's keeping a fucking briefcase. It's just a matter of who takes the fall in that match. But in another type of a WTF, but a positive spin on it, what fucking took so long for AEW to start booking smaller buildings? You know, this week, both Dynamite and Collision, they seemed much more intimate. They booked a smaller venue. Yes, this is what you should do. Embrace this. Lean into this. We know that they have cult fans. We actually want to see the crowd illuminated in the background. You know, yes, the crowds were smaller in number. They were louder on average for more things. And I see you upset about it, Rob. But the fact is, like, dude, smaller buildings, they got louder reactions as a whole. No, I'm
okay with it. I just got indigestion.
It just feels like as if they're trying to take minor steps. But realistically, why the fuck, not even what the fuck, but why the fuck didn't they do this shit sooner other than individual ego, which needs to be left at the door, as was mentioned earlier. I completely agree with that.
When Wednesday came around, I don't know if you guys noticed at the beginning of the show, they had no hard cam. They were filming at bizarre angles, and I'm thinking to myself, either they screwed up and had an error, or they just don't have their rooming and everything figured out before they went live. But for
I don't know. I think that in terms of it being an amazing looking show, I think that Wednesday fits the bill, and the Addams Family story continues to be told well. I can't wait for season 2. So I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Uncle Fester?
You got a mirror there, buddy?
Okay. So a couple things. This Tony
DNA Storm test is coming. I got the printout. I'll print it out and hand it to you.
This Tony Storm thing is disaster waiting to happen, and the only reason being is RJ. That fucking dude needs to fucking go away. He was horrible. He was horrible. He was, dude. He was. If she would have done that interview,
he's no Don West. He's no Don West, and he's there to sell merch.
But here's the thing: he's comedy. That's my problem with it. You're making it pure comedy. No, make everyone buy it, because she's over the top with it. Mm-hmm. Bring it down. Have her be real about it. Like, anyone who
you kind of bury the lead then. In other words, she just walks around and interacts with the staff, the other members, and the wrestlers are like, hey, welcome back. And she has no idea what the hell's going on. Do it more organic.
Yeah, it just kind of, more of that, because RJ's sells on that were so fucking ridiculous because of the fact that give me Jim Ross, right? You're going to drag out Jim Ross. Bring Jim Ross out.
Oh, that would be funny. Like they do a real serious deadpan interview.
Yes.
Now we're here with Tony Storm. Tony, you were injured not too long ago by Mariah May. Could you shed some light on why you came back now?
And now she's thrilled to be interviewed by Jim Ross. Who the fuck is RJ City?
Well, they did it because they wanted to go back to that same well that they did last time, thinking that lightning would strike twice. But once she got her wheels, she didn't go back to the RJ City promos. She stopped using him.
Right.
That was kind of,
It's something that can go disastrously wrong in terms of the idea of, you know what? You just had the best character build you had in your company. That character did not exist. Right. She made it. It was one of the biggest over things. And now you've made it go away. And now you're playing this campy ass thing of, I don't know what's going on. And everyone else is pissed because you obviously should know what's going on. It's being crammed storytelling. Again, if you're going to long play it, Do a slow build with it, man. Where were the Tony Storm vignettes? Instead of just bringing her back, it would have been fucking great if you had this vignette about the new girl coming in, but you didn't really see who it was. And all of a sudden, we find out it's Tony Storm.
Okay, yeah, you could have done that.
Be smart about it. That's all.
That's what I was saying. Is I was annoyed that they made this grand entrance
Yeah.
on the back of a Mariah May win, indicating to me, okay, these two are going to get right back into it. And she goes, you know, I know who I am now.
Yeah.
February 15th. February 15th. AEW is in Australia for Grand Slam.
Right.
That's when we're going to get the Mariah May and Tony Storm rematch.
Right.
So
right.
hold your horses. It's
she'll
like
win-
it's like a month and a half out.
Yeah, she'll win the belt.
Win the title back. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Adam Cole needs to fucking go away. Again, I am.
Oh, that way. How funny was that with the MJF brought in the little? That was
well, and
not that far off.
And again, you know, it's when MJF tells you about how you know, you don't have a dentist anymore, and but then your comeback is you got your girlfriend a job. It's crickets.
Yeah,
it was painful, and you notice that the one thing that they kept doing with Adam Cole is they kept just taking the camera, putting it on his eyes, because Adam Cole has always had amazing television eyes, but they are sad puppy dog, and that's it. He's got nothing else. It's fucking frustrating because the guy can wrestle, but he does look like a 12-year-old boy, and everything MJF did and said, he looked like a goddamn professional wrestler.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fucking make this end, and let's get on with
everything to do with the Undisputed Kingdom. They're trying to tap into that WWE, NXT, Undisputed era. I don't give a shit about it because they didn't capture that at Lightning in the Bottle from back then. They haven't.
And just fucking at this match, please just have the two guys turn on him and go with MJF.
Yep, exactly.
Now MJF's got fucking two lackeys, and that'd be great.
Yep.
Just do that, please. Just get it over with.
Let me ask you a question. Did we ever establish why Adam Cole is so scrappy? Is he because he can't push his body any further? Is it because he doesn't want to? He doesn't want to do the steroids. His head is gigantic for the rest.
Yeah, I don't think he could put more weight on that frame. Honestly, that's his build. You know, that unfortunately it's a situation where, and again, he
looks like anemic Shawn Michaels.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm not even trying to make a joke. That's what he always reminded me. When absolutely. I saw him in NXT, I was like, what the fuck? Looks like baby Shawn Michaels.
But the difference, and this is your difference. In NXT, he was a fucking star. In AEW, he is an NXT star that they put in there. Yeah. And now he's just a guy because they don't know how to fucking use it because the guys dictate their own shit. So, but out of everything, if I hear this term boom again from the fucking piece of shit fucking guys who have no business being on TV for no reason, and that's great. You're fucking on you're on you know, your YouTube and whatever. Great. Stay there. You're not fucking pro wrestlers. I'm sorry. The whole intro to that fucking show with those two fucking idiots in the ring, go fuck yourself, kid. That's all I gotta say. That little fucking kid, fuck off. He's gonna be fucking on heroin in fucking 3 years and a tragedy story. Hey, I'm serious. He's got no fucking talent. And he's getting his fucking ass blown up now. So just wait to see what happens to these YouTubers, right, who are fucking killing themselves now. And, you know, and I'm sure dad is, you know, going to be fucking someone, get a divorce because he got fucking famous and all this shit. I'm just saying it's bad. And then throw Jericho in the mix. And it just got fucking worse.
I'm just curious if you feel that. I'm just curious if you feel the exact same way about any of the people that WWE brings in to do crossover stuff, like with celebrities and shit like that. Because I mean, that's literally what this shit is.
No.
Now, whether you choose to admit it or not, the Costco guys have a huge social media following. Huge, like bigger than AEW's social media following.
You talking about we're Costco guys? Those two?
Yeah, seriously.
Please tell me you've seen that Meat Canyon video. It's so dark.
I don't watch any of that shit. But the thing is great, and exactly use it, utilize it, but don't give. Okay, here's the thing. What was the whole first 5 minutes of that show? Was them just saying boom after everything.
So here's the thing, and the mentality behind it was this. If you look at the lead in, they got a lead in from the college football playoff, which was a massive number, okay, for the lead in. So if you are going to try to harness and keep any of those viewers that might not normally stay and watch your show, what are you going to do? You're going to put people that have at least some shred of crossover capability, some sort of name recognition, put the celebrities up front to where they can hype up the show. And how long have we said this? Okay, well, we don't know what's going to happen with AEW. They don't promote things. They don't talk about what's going to happen on their shows. Okay, so they started off the show, and yes, I did get the repetitiveness of this is our guy. This is it. He's going to bring the boom. I get it. But at the same time, like, I get the reasoning why they did that, and also why they started with Ospreay and Ricochet.
Sure. Build up the fucking matches. Say what's going to go on. Give me a real fucking interview guy. You know, give me goddamn, I can't believe I'll say this. Give me fucking Excalibur in the middle of the ring with those two then.
No, it's going to be Shivani, and then Shivani.
It wasn't Shivani.
It was the Rickabone zone.
Yeah, and he was fucking awful. And the thing is just say the matches, have them in there, do the catchphrase once, and then go on. Don't fucking just beat a dead horse over and over, because we get it. Move on. Show it. Move on. Do something else.
Speaking of beating a dead horse, this year in Texas, we're going to have Jade Cargill back from injury. We're getting her at a discount. She'll wrestle one match against Red Velvet and win in 3 seconds.
All right, Rob, what are you looking out for since you brought Jade Cargill back?
I am looking out to see what happens with our new women's tag team champions. With I don't know what they're gonna. They should give them a name already. With Bianca Belair and now Naomi. I'm also looking out to see what will happen with Carmelo Hayes, because he had 7 banger matches with Andrade. So now what is he going to do with Braun Strowman? There's some interesting stuff going on SmackDown. AEW seems like a wide open canvas right now. There's really nothing direct that I can see. So I don't have anything for AEW.
Which is interesting, because there's 2 things that we have not essentially talked too much about. One, the upcoming pay-per-view. And the thing that we did say about it was that 4-way is not really a solid fucking thing. And that maybe Ospreay and Ricochet, or Ospreay and Darby should have been saved for the pay-per-view if you're going to do those matches there, right? And then the other thing is, not a single mention about the Ring of Honor fucking pay-per-view.
What?
That says a lot about the state of Ring of Honor right now.
Yeah.
Personally.
Why do they even bother? I mean, I said it before. Just call it Ring of Honor Rampage. So fucking easy. Bring it to Friday night. I don't have to cram in a bunch of jobber shows. Make it a 2-hour Friday night thing. Great. Done. What, they'll have to, preempt one of their filler movies that nobody gave a shit about anyway,
Well, at least Billy Starks gets to go out and lose to Athena for no fucking reason. Anyway,
that I don't get how you have Billy Starks lose to Athena in front of her folks, and then you have Matt Cardona lose to Chris Jericho right before it. So You have the top 2 matches on your show. You have heels win in both matches. Like, give the baby faces something so that you'd have at least some sort of a happy crowd.
And I'm the one who always goes, why does Tony Khan always put people over in their hometown against the, and I'm going, Billy Starks does not go over on Athena. The whole fucking time you've been building this up for about, a year of the Prodigy shit and stuff, and you fucking blow it. How? Yep. I get Cardona not winning. Obviously, he's not under contract. Fine. Mm-hmm. But the Billy Starks thing, and listen, I get it. Athena's good. That's great.
She needs to be on AEW main roster, though.
But yeah, put the title on the kid. That's what that should be for, is developing the kid, and then put Athena in the fucking main, because you need.
Well, why isn't Athena on the main roster? Athena's done some great work.
That's what we're saying. That's what we've been asking for fucking 2 years.
Yeah, and that would brings another, cog into the pieces of things that you can do to evolve that.
What I always missed about her was her first entrance as Ember Moon, with the moon and that ring entrance. If they could tap into that again, especially with a great in-ring name like Athena, there's so much you could do to really build a mystique and a majesty about her. She has it within her to come out and be grand.
They have, by making her the longest ROH champion of any sort in history.
Unfortunately, it doesn't hold the same cachet that he used to. It's like, is it something big to have Jericho as your champion, or is Jericho holding the belt as a comic relief joke? It used to be, oh my God, Roosh is your champion.
Relief joke. Jericho's holding the belt as a joke because he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, it used to be like, oh my God, Roosh is the champion. Look how unstoppable this guy is. Now it's Jericho needs something to do, and he needs a shiny toy to be on his waist to, really fill out the character for the next 3 months until somebody realizes he's screwing him over, like the Redwood Big Bill, who I wouldn't mind seeing him jump ship and go back to WWE and bring Enzo Amore back. How bad could it be? How bad could it be? What Steve, you got over there? A couple of haters?
What are you on the lookout for, Steve?
So I am on the lookout for Kenny Omega. There was a Kenny Omega video package that ran on Dynamite this week.
Can you?
Yes, it's ties into a WTF that wasn't mentioned. Then I'm gonna get to that here in just a second. I don't understand why you allow your face of your company, realistically speaking. When you think of AEW, there are 5 people roughly and that exemplify the company. Kenny Omega is one of them. You have his return.
Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Jade Cargill are the other 3.
I wouldn't say Jade Cargill. I would not say Jade. But yes, CM Punk and Cody would definitely be close to that. But realistically speaking, Kenny Omega, he's not even making a return at your show. He's not being hyped up to do anything at your show. Now, obviously, and this just underscores a reason why AEW is in the situation it's in. There have been speculation that Kenny Omega will return after Mox retains the title at World's End, much in the way that Mox did a run-in when he first came into the company at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas during the very first AEW pay-per-view. So they're going to try to play up to that, I believe. But realistically, why don't you hype up Kenny Omega to fucking return? Say that he might make an announcement at World's End or something. Like, it blows my mind how they just miss opportunity after miss opportunity after miss opportunity. But in any event, I do want to see what they're going to do with Omega when he comes back. Quite frankly, I'm looking forward to both companies fully embracing streaming platforms for their weekly shows in the year to come. Raw coming to Netflix is going to be massive. All AEW programming being simulcast on Max. This is going to be a fun year to be a pro wrestling fan. And you're not going to have to worry about, my cable provider doesn't get that, or whatever the situation is. I mean, there are tie-ins with your cell phone companies now, where you can get discounted rates on Max and Netflix. I mean, you can watch this shit for less than $10 a month, and you get access to everything. Is
there a certain provider right now that's doing something with Netflix? I just don't know.
Actually Verizon. It's funny. It's really funny. Verizon has they've got a bundle with Netflix and Max.
Yes.
You get both of them for $10 fucking a month.
Yep.
You get both of them for $10 a month. So you can watch Raw, you can watch all AEW programming. So if you're a wrestling fan, and basically the only reason why you pay for your cable or your YouTube TV or whatever is for those shows, there you go. It's going to be even more accessible to the average everyday fan. It's awesome. And then, I do want to see how they're going to wind up this MJF Adam Cole storyline. As we all mentioned, the storyline has been dog shit so far. Yes, I agree. The Kingdom need to just go ahead and turn on Adam Cole and go with Max. Max is best suited having underlings. And this will allow Taven and Bennett to have at least a shred of relevancy. And, it's where do we go from there? The face-to-face promo on Collision was fucking great this week, though. So props to MJF, but unfortunately not props to Adam Cole because, his mic work has just not been on par with where it has been. Dude, he's got to find the right formula, man. But
we almost forgot something.
You got to see it end.
I don't know if Michael's going to mention, and I almost forgot about it. Tessa Blanchard's back. What do we do on that one? Is she going to get a fair shake? Is she going to ever wrestle for any?
Where is she?
She's back in TNA, but the thing is that Jordan Grace is among talents that have said they do not want to work with her. Now, obviously, Jordan Grace is out the door, but
right.
But regardless, like if your Knockouts champion doesn't want to do business with somebody, evidently Tessa Blanchard's return to the company was kept a complete secret from everybody in the locker room. So,
but she last wrestled.
She
was the last time we saw her. She was the world heavyweight champion of everybody,
right.
And she just didn't want to defend her belt. She didn't want to drop her belt. She didn't want to cut a promo. She was in love with Daga or whatever the hell his name is, and didn't want to leave because of the pandemic. And really, all she had to do was gracefully get out, and then she could have taken a hiatus. But she beat Sami Callihan, and 2019 was an amazing year for her. Where do you put her? Do you have her wrestle women? Do you have her wrestle the men? They'd have a lot of intergender matches.
She's taken Jordan's place essentially when Jordan's leaving. So, and remember one thing, it doesn't matter what happened in the past because this is not Scott Demora's.
Right.
This is Access TV's company, and she's a Blanchard. Blanchard has association now with WWE. So seeing Tessa show up potentially in NXT, this is a way to work herself back into good graces to get that shot over there. So I think it's a roundabout way of basically, again, the people who if you go to AEW, you're basically isolating yourself from the opportunities of WWE. But if you go to TNA now, you have that opportunity, and that's, I think, why Nick went over there.
Dumb question, but I wouldn't think it is. Do you think they bring up in any capacity that she was the world heavyweight champion, or they just bury that under the rug?
I mean,
do they want to acknowledge that and then have her go off and fight the women, or do we go, hey, we're going to have her wrestle Sami Callihan and do a nostalgia match?
I don't think it matters either way. I mean, the fact of the matter is it's the same. It's the same thing when I mean, shit in TNA is getting brought up on NXT, right, or WWE television even. With Chelsea Green got mentioned, as being an ex-TNA.
That's right, they did.
Whatever champion or whatever. So
they said she was the former Knockouts champion.
Yeah, so I don't think there's any problem mentioning the fact that she was former champion, and it makes her, look strong and stuff. but again, it's fresh. So like I said, I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even know.
Mm.
So we'll see. Look out. I am absolutely looking out for this upcoming NXT show in LA the night after Netflix. NXT is just doing some fucking phenomenal shit right now, and this is great. We're building for Obafemi to potentially take down the champion. Obafemi is, I think, it's interesting. They got him going as a heel because you're taking on Trick, but the fans are really behind him. So he's going to be an interesting position. Kind of like you had Braun Breaker, right? Braun Breaker, they were trying to make him a heel and stuff. He goes out there and wrestles, and the fans are just fucking absolutely nuts over the guy. So, very interesting position to be in. Ethan Page had a fucking phenomenal I lost my smile speech, and Javon Evans came out and was trying to kind of pump him up a little bit, and then Ethan Page basically just beat the living fuck out of him. That Javon Evans kid is something else. But the biggest thing, Axiom wrestled Obafemi, got his ass kicked, and then they had to defend the titles once again on the same show. And I'm telling you, Nathan Fraser and Axiom have won me over as probably one of my favorite tag teams to ever fucking be put together. Wow. There's no reason that these guys should coexist at all. And they have made the most entertaining and logical tag team, because it's been one of the first times you've seen them use the idea of two guys who play off of this thing. Nathan Fraser has this just ego about him where he's just going to go, fucking, yeah, I'm going to go after the championship. I don't give a fuck. Well, what about our tag team titles? Yeah, well, we're cool. We'll defend those too, but I'm going to go chase this. And it's like, and then, Axiom goes and does the same thing. And Nathan Fraser's like, are you fucking insane? And it's like, it's a great dynamic. And to watch these two wrestle, no matter who they're fucking wrestling, they're tearing down the goddamn house. They are probably one of the best tag teams they've ever put together. And I'm telling you, if you look at right now what they're doing with Gargano and Ciampa, fuck. As these rosters kind of move and shake a little bit, this might be the right time to give them the opportunity to go up. And I think that DIY and versus Axiom and Fraser could be one of, you could do a 5-match series or 7-match series and never have a dull fucking match. That's how good those guys are.
My question is, with regards to that, now they're playing kind of both sides of the fence, DIY, with their faces, their heels. They're kind of straddling the line. They're dirty. They're dirty. Yeah. Where do you go now with Motor City Machine Guns?
Well, the story's still playing out with them.
Yeah.
One of the coolest visuals they had on SmackDown was showing the picture of Gargano and Shelley, from fucking 15 years ago or whatever it was. It was cool as fuck. Again, that whole idea of using the realism of their relationship to just be like, and again, I am not a fan of the Motor City Machine Guns. I never have been. I think that both guys are dull as fuck. And all of a sudden I'm going, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with these guys. Because all of a sudden they have something worthwhile telling. There's something going on that it's like, okay. All right. It's taken a while to get Gargano and Ciampa to that point. You had two really good NXT stars who beat the fuck out of each other and had some great matches and have been great as a tag team. But building how to get them to a point where it makes sense on why these guys should be champions.
Watching Motor City Machine Gun on SmackDown, I feel they do have charisma together. They do have chemistry, but I'm not too terribly interested in them yet.
And that's the thing. The thing is that they literally are one of the few teams that they brought in. And we're like, hey, you guys should know who they are. They gave a little bit of, videos and stuff. But it really was, hey, we're bringing these guys in as veterans. We're just going to allow them the respect. That's the whole thing. It's like, can they go further with it and build them up a little bit more? And that's always been my problem with them. They're so vanilla that,
Vanilla City.
I mean, if you put each Street Profit and put them in between, you have an Oreo fucking cookie. That's how vanilla. It's a double stuffed, by the way.
Oh, yeah, indie wrestlers, you look just like me. You use boring moves just like me. Vanilla wrestling.
Yeah, pretty much. And with that said, apparently we did get a symbol on the screen on, I believe it was on Raw, I think it was, for what seems to be a Phoenix coming on Netflix on the debut on the 6th. So
for Penta
or whatever, whichever one is not being held slave labor at the other company.
Yeah, they flashed up the big 0. So
El Ciento Mierdo Culiacan del Rio, whatever name they'll have to give him.
It just listen immediately. If you give me him versus Dragon Lee for 7 matches, I'm sold.
You know what? Put him on NXT.
What's the story?
NXT and
why are they wrestling?
Because they both have masks.
Why?
Because they're Mexicans. We all know that Mexicans have masks.
Well, no, Andrade doesn't.
I'm just parroting back the bullshit that I have to hear whenever I say, "Oh, well, that match is going to be great in AEW." Oh, well, what's the story? Why are they doing it? Where are the video packages?
But again, that's what we would see. We would actually get a story and video packages and
one last thing though.
And the story would be who killed Rey Mysterio Sr.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dominic's going to have another teardrop. Dominic's.
Oh, I can't wait for someone to mention Dom's dead granddaddy this week.
Oh, God.
Oh, that would be great.
Liv Morgan walked into the room and he had a heart attack. Either that or we found out why Rhea Ripley really has a deep voice. Dirty dum-dum fed my dum-dums.
That joke was best in show.
Hey, and I should have said me dum-dums, because I'm British, eh?
She's Australian.
Same difference, mate.
No, the Australians are more criminal.
Yeah, they're just the prison colony.
Right. Mm-hmm. Which is why she gets along with Dom so well.
Exactly. Makes continuity. There you go.
Yes. So, best in show. Steve, Rob, Dynamite, why?
Yeah. It was the Tony Storm segment was entertaining. The fucking matches were great. There was nothing out of any of the shows this week where I was like, oh, there's some sort of continuity, or I got my Paul Heyman fix, or nothing really happened. So if I'm going to give it something, I'll give it a Dynamite.
All right. So I have to say this: Collision was very, very, very good this week. It was heavily driven by its in-ring product, and honestly, I think that's what you need to do. You need to have one show as your entertainment type show and have one show be your work rate show that's loaded up with your matches. Stick to that formula. That's what they need to do. If they want to have a diverse product and feature, the best wrestling, have one show that is without a doubt the best wrestling of any show the entire week. That being said, the Darby and Osprey match was so fucking good that gave Dynamite the edge. Also, somebody that we've given a lot of shit to is Mercedes Moné. Her last few matches have actually been very solid. She did just work a match in New Japan and defended the New Japan Strong Championship. Looked good there. This match with Anna Jay was pretty solid as well. So, obviously I'm calling out shit when it's not good. I'm also going to give props to when things are good. But yeah, the C2 rolls on. Next week's Dynamite is already taped. So we already know who's going and advancing into the Continental Classic finals at World's End. But yeah, this week, Dynamite won it for me.
Okay. I'm going to skip Best in Show and just, you brought up Mercedes Moné.
Yep.
And I have a big problem with her.
What, she's not Moné?
No, it's because when she is called out and criticized, the answer that she brought up was, I have more money now.
Yeah, that tells you most of what you need to know.
Exactly. And that made me, I don't mind if you're going to come back. First of all, you don't respond. Who fucking cares? That's like, us saying shit and then all of a sudden Mercedes just talk shit about it. And it's like, who are we? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. But to come out and not say something like, I love pro wrestling. I love going out there and putting on the best matches I can. I'm getting the opportunities here to wrestle some of the best women in the world. I have 2 titles right now. This is an amazing time for me in my career, and I'm glad I made this decision.
Kayfabe, it's kayfabe, maybe.
Right. But no, you come out and you just fucking go for the jugular of, I'm rich, bitch. What?
Why not? Why not? She's not over with anybody. If she gives a real interview and tries to go heartfelt and smile and say thank you for all of the work and trusting in me and believing in me, and Tony, thank you for your fucking, I'm rich, bitch. That's it. That's all. What else is she gonna do? All in.
Because it wasn't an interview. It was literally a fucking TikTok response to something that a fan said to criticize her and got under her skin and basically gave away the fact that she don't care shit about anything other than the paycheck she's getting right now. That she wanted Charlotte money. She got Charlotte money. But guess what? She's still not even as good as Bayley or fucking Charlotte or fucking...
Well, they haven't given her the strap yet. And if they could have done anything outside of Toni Storm, I would have liked to have seen Mariah May versus... Mercedes Moné, because then those are your 2 biggest egos clashing. That would have been interesting.
So you're saying you would have basically had Mariah May put the strap on her?
Absolutely. And then you just would have heard CEO, CEO.
That's right. We go for the full-on class belt things, and thinking about her getting that strap on. Steve, tell us about Rep Sports.
Repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout, weight loss, general energy needs. Again, repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout. Save yourself 15%. And also, thank you for everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. And also, very special thank you to all the brave men and women serving this country, whether you're doing it on lands, foreign or domestic. Thank you for doing what you do so that we can do what we love to do.
Right. Also, Steve, in all the years that we've been doing this, I kind of am a little embarrassed to just now have it hit me that we thank everyone who do it foreign and domestic, but we never do interstellar or galactic.
Hey, give it time, bro. Anything can happen after January 20th.
We've got a Space Force now, and
So
we
to the
never
hot
acknowledged
green
that.
alien women, Matt is available and he's ready. So beam him up.
Give me a
And-
Statlander.
All you Gith Yankee women. There you go. All you hot green alien frog women. There
Now,
you go.
if any of you have some really rare resource, we have a former member named Daryl. He will trade in any amount of, if you want to do any probing right now, he's on the corner of, it's named after a star, Procyon and Tropicana. Okay. That's a corner. It's a street corner there. And he's by the old abandoned Burger King. Okay. He'll make it your way. With Daryl, you can have it your way. Okay.
Hey man, hey,
and with Daryl, you rule.
Hey, he's got a Whopper. That's what I hear.
Yep. Flame grilled. He'll make you the king.
For $200, he'll put on that creepy Burger King costume.
Don't worry, there's a flap in
commercials.
the back. There's easy access. It's how you get in and it's how you get out. And it's how you get off.
Speaking of easy access, Rob, when's that next show? It's January 20th in Washington, D.C., right?
Yeah. Last night I performed at I was at there was an impromptu show at Area 15 that I was on. And I performed at Area 15, and that was interesting. And that one, like they have an arcade and they have a band and a stage, and then they stopped the music and they had a whole like seating area, and people got to see me, and half the people were cheering for me. I got one guy on the stage and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, come on the stage. I want to see True Patriots on the stage." Half the people were violently angry and wanted me to be yanked off the stage, and the other half bought me shots. So to those patriots that bought me shots, even though I went right into Cat Williams making fun of Donald Trump a second later, thank you very much. A lot of stuff in January. Stay tuned. We'll say that.
Well, there you go. January, staying tuned. Speaking of, in the next 2 weeks, we will have some pre-recorded shows as we celebrate the holiday season.
As you can tell, all three of us are incredibly Jewish. And and I know menorahs have black, red, and green Kwanzaa candles on them because we all colors diversified.
Coexist.
Oh yeah.
Right. And
Merry Kwanzaa.
Yes. I'm disappointed though that if you're listening to this tomorrow on Monday, Rob, you ignored the people who celebrate Festivus.
Hey, it's for the rest of us.
Right. So please, the airing of grievances is very important.
What do you think we just did for an hour and a half?
I don't know. And I don't know what to call it other than I would say that it's the Vegas Bad Boys podcast, and new things are going to be coming around the bend in 2025. So until then, as DJ would say,
Merry Kwanzaa.
We're the wild cards in the ring. Hear our voices, let them sing. Heads are spinning, never slow. With our rhythm, feel the flow. We're the kings without a crown. Vegas Bad Boys sold the town. Raise your hands, feel the beats. In this world can't be beat. Vegas Bad Boys said it right. Rockin' song through the night.
Thank you, Jen Springoff, for the wonderful music.
Shadows, but we shine bright. Pro wrestling's guiding light. Thunder rolls with each debate. Opinions roaring, we create. Blazing trails, we make our mark. Vegas bad boys set the spark. Raise your hands, feel the beat. In this world can't be beat. Vegas bad boys set it right. Rockin' jump through the night. With our dreams held high, we'll reach the sky.
DJ, get to the sky right now.
The Vegas bad boys, eternally.
All right, everybody, our show has have a happy end of your 2024. And have
Raise your hands, feel the beat. In this world can't be beat. Vegas bad boys set it right. Rockin' jump through the night. Rockin' jump through the night.
Everybody, happy